people and the stuff I've been looking into regarding the coronavirus. Now, I want to start off by making something very clear. I'm not an expert in the field of any field of biology or medicine, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is I think that the outbreak currently going on is very unique, and from what I have been learning, there are things that have been kind of hidden from us. I think one of the main reasons why is to avoid having people overly panic, which makes perfect sense. But the reason I'm bringing up what I'm about to bring up here is I feel it's necessary for people to be as ahead of the curve as possible in case something does happen that's bad. And from what I've gathered, the end of the world's not happening. You know, nothing horrible is going on. But I do feel that there are things about this virus that a lot of people either are underestimating, or there are things that they're not fully aware of. So there's a lot to go over tonight. This is going to be pretty much a summary of everything I know. All the things I've picked up. I've been talking to people in China. I've been speaking to experts in the field. Trying to make sure everything I say here is as verified as possible. You're not going to hear any weird conspiracy theory nonsense. I also want to use this as an opportunity for people to drop any information they have learned. One of the main issues is this outbreak is mainly in China at the moment. And based on the history of the SARS virus, and among other things, China does not necessarily have the best reputation when it comes to reporting the facts about a disaster such as this outbreak. So I feel it's necessary to share as much as we possibly can. So let's start off with what we're facing, or what we know about the coronavirus, or novel coronavirus at the moment. So let's dispel some of the first few things people typically talk about. Number one, this is the same thing as the flu. That, from what I've gathered, is at this point grossly irresponsible to say. Sure, there are some similarities between both, but let's go pull up some stats, shall we? Let's go pull up the mortality rate of the flu real quick. Rates of the flu. I'm gonna do I'll do like a dual screen thing eventually when I get the hang of it. So, let's see. I believe there's a statistic I noticed. There's about 15 million cases of the flu last year. I crunched the numbers earlier. The number was like 1% of a percent was your chance of dying when you had the flu. Let's see. Yeah, you're not even like close to 1% for the mortality rate. So let's go pull up coronavirus, okay? And let me go establish something real quick about the mortality rate here. What I'm about to give you is not very it's a low ball. Okay, this is a very low ball number. So let's go get the here we go, Worldometer. I've confirmed the numbers of this website with other ones as well. What we are getting is about as, yeah, this is on the low end. This is completely out of date actually. Yeah, this says there's 12,000 cases. That's like 2 days old. Let's go pull up something a bit more recent. Long story short, what I'm giving you here is, please be updated. Okay, so right now we are sitting on, I believe, somewhere around 17,000 infected. Now the main issue is the number of people that have passed away with this virus. If you were to crunch the Chinese numbers, let's see, numbers, here we go. If you were to get the numbers, what we are looking at is not the recovered. We are simply looking at those who have the virus and those who have died. I had this a second ago. It just doesn't want to update. I know. Here we go. Okay, so here's a more updated list. The total number as of right now, there is 17,387, of which 2,298, 13%, are in critical conditions. There are 362 deaths, with, this is important, 486 cured. So this is where we start seeing the mortality rate. This virus takes a while, from what I have gathered here. It doesn't just overnight, like in 2 days, you're done, like you've run the course. It doesn't work like that. This virus can bring about pneumonia, other conditions as well. It's very aggressive. So let's actually look at the numbers here. Let's assume that what we have here is not lowballed, which it is. It's pretty much pretty much common here, common knowledge. In fact, there's a Lancet study that proves that even about a day or so ago, the actual estimated number is well over 70,000 infected. We don't even know about the deaths yet. But let's just assume, let's lowball it, okay? And the reason I say this is I'm trying to point out that this, while not apocalyptic, it's not Ebola. This is something to not be taken lightly, which is the point I'm making here. I'm not panicking, our friends aren't panicking, but it's something to pay attention because we already have some cases in the US. It's a very highly transmittable virus, higher transmission rate than the flu. And as I'm going to point out here, using the official numbers, I'm going to get a calculator up here. I'm going to give the most gigantic benefit of the doubt, okay? I'm going to, what did you use my phone? I'm going to give the biggest benefit of the doubt based on what we have here, okay? So, we're going to pull up, so let's get the exact numbers. This is the most accurate mortality rate, again, using incomplete and lowballed numbers, okay? So 17,300, actually, here we go. So 362 divided by 17387. Okay. That's a mortality rate of 2%. The mortality rate of the flu is well below that. But again, as we are seeing right now, we're not sure. Because if we were to look at the full, like if you looked at the cured versus the deaths, let's do that math then, okay? So 362 plus 486. That's the total people that have made it through the virus either by dying or being cured. So that's 648 total people who have made it past the virus. Okay, so 648. So let's do percentage. That's 55% who are making it through. 55%. Wait. Yes, yeah. So that's not the best odds. Now again, it's not saying it's confirmed mortality rate. My point is, we are underreporting this virus. We are underreporting the statistics. We are now starting to get some major media beginning to take this more seriously than just it's the flu. It's not. Okay, guys, it's not the flu. This is something to pay attention to. It is not something to freak out about. So, anyways, let's move forward. Let's go into some other reasons why this is just worth paying attention to. Okay, so this virus does not act very normally. First off, from what we are gathering, there's not, at least as of yesterday, testing for this virus is not very accurate. We can see this in Canada. There was, I believe it was a fourth case that was confirmed in Canada where a person was tested and they showed up as a false negative, only to be, then the decision was then changed to a positive. So this is why it's concerning when we hear cases of people that are tested negative because indeed they may actually have the virus. There's also strong evidence to show that if you are asymptomatic, you can still carry the virus. So what does this mean? Well, you can essentially, we can have people that could be not properly tested for this virus that don't show any symptoms whatsoever that could be infecting people. Now, there's something called an RO rate. Let me go pull the exact definition of an RO rate. Okay, so RO rate. Let's go pull this up. It's called the attack rate or the transmissibility, or basically how rapid the virus spreads. So let's go pull up the current projected RO rate. Now again, we have a lot of incomplete information about this virus. It is not Ebola. Ebola was a much more well-studied virus by the time that the outbreak last time happened, and it was not remotely as transmittable as this virus. More deadly? Sure. At least at the moment. We don't quite know. But it looks like that's the case. So let's take a look. The RO rate. Let's go to... I'm trying to post the most recent one. All right, this is a report from the World Health Organization. So let's take a look at the RO rate here. Oh boy. Okay. So there are reports that have it in different fields. Now, one of the higher ones is a 4.1. Which means it's significantly higher than the flu, if I recall correctly. Let's take a look. RO rate of the flu. Because even today there were reports from major media that were saying the RO rate was higher in the flu. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Yeah. So for comparison, the RO rate of the transmission rate of the flu is at a 1.3, and SARS is at 2.0. If reports that this is a 4.1. You can't take this lightly, guys. like Ebola is not nearly that easy to transmit. So here's where I start getting a little concerned, and it really boils down to what's going on in New York. That's the big point here. Sorry, let me go turn off my my browser at this point. Okay, so here you go. Thank you, Javon. Actually, fun fact, Javon, we are actually at 11. We are at 11 cases in America right now, with two possible ones in New York, so that can bump it up even higher. We actually had two California ones that literally just happened. So moving on to my next point. Actually, I don't understand. Here we go. I have a Chinese comment. I have to look that up. I can't translate it, my friend. But that being said, so let's go into that. Let's go into the United States stuff. So how does this apply to us? So we have someone who has been. We have 2 suspected cases in New York right now of the coronavirus. Now, I believe. Let me double check my phone real quick, because the problem is we're learning this very fast right now. There's been a lot of talks about an incubation period. So let's take a look at that. I believe it's a significant incubation period. Let's see. Yeah. Yep, okay, that's what I thought. So this is what I'm concerned about. The incubation period of the coronavirus currently is estimated from 2 to 14 days. Which means a few things. One, we have a virus that has appeared in the United States, that is hard to detect, we don't have accurate testing for, at this point, there is asymptomatic transmission of this virus, which is the big part. So, right now, if it's kind of like New York is sort of on a coin flip, really. I'm not an expert in the field. I've seen a lot of footage from China. I've heard a lot of reports in China. The Lancet study bothered me. Just looking at the numbers. I mean, Russia closing their borders. The United States putting up mandatory quarantines. It was like the first time since the 1960s. It seems like the governments of the world know something, at least things about this virus that they're not telling us, because they did not respond this way with Ebola. They quarantined some guys that got over here, sure, but they didn't go this far. You know, I don't remember it being this intense. And you're dealing with a country that, again, you know, they have hidden death tolls before, and you know, there's already reports, and it's difficult to confirm this because it's China. But you know, there's reports of mass cremations going on over there. I've seen footage of people collapsing on the street. I mean, it's just concerning. Now, do I think it'll get as bad over here? I don't really have the expertise to make that call. I will say that the idea that such a tight-packed city like New York City having 2 people with this very hard to detect virus, very highly transmittable virus, that if they did something as simple as take the subway to go to the hospital to get checked, you got a problem. This is where I feel it's necessary to bring up my concerns to people. You know, this is obviously not what I normally do on my channel. In fact, I've actually kind of been a little lazy. I've been recovering lately. I wasn't feeling very well, not coronavirus. But I'm just starting to kind of feel better today, and my plan was to do a live stream, but the more I've been looking into this coronavirus business, I just feel it's necessary to talk about this. So that's where I think we are, and I think that this is the same way for other cities in the United States. But the big thing is what's going to happen in New York. You know, the subway is one of the most common ways to travel, and because the incubation period is you know 5-12 days, that's pushing 2 weeks. There's not really a way for us to find out if he transmitted the virus. Again, you know, the 4th Canadian case of it came back as a false positive, and it's going to take up to 72 hours for New York to find out if the first guy, is infectious, and now we have a second person, you know, and that the whole thing starts all over again. New York is a tightly packed city. You know, we were there not long ago for Megatronics, and my thoughts are going out to a lot of my friends in New York tonight. I'm really hoping nothing's happening, but we literally are going to be rolling the dice for the next 14 days and finding out. Because of how much China has been holding back in terms of what's actually going on, it's really hard to tell if we can handle it or not. And we won't know, you know. The reason I think that the numbers of infected, oh, hey, I got a little update. Cool. So I think the reason, was that the, oh, wait. Oh man, it didn't do the correct one. There's a other one that I can import from another one where they have like an 80s thing going on, but that was cool. But let's move forward. Let's keep reviewing. That's what I was going over. So I have heard reports about this being a bioweapon. Obviously, you know, because it's a little more in the conspiracy realm, I have avoided talking about it. It's hard to say, you know. I don't want to say anything that, you know, in like, I don't know enough. You know, I've heard about that they found proteins, apparently. Again, apparently, I'm not gonna say yes or no about any stuff, but I've heard that, you know, they've allegedly found proteins that matched HIV, and apparently there was a lab in Wuhan where they were working on some sort of way to fuse the two viruses together. But I don't know, and I think that it's not in my realm of expertise to say one way or the other, and I think that it'd be really, you know, careless of me to say something about that. So Luis, let's talk about ways to avoid it. First off, I think that it would not be a bad idea to start looking into having a crap hits the fan bit of food. I did a little bit of that today. This is food that if something doesn't end up happening, I've got a stock that I can then take from later. You know, it's nothing too bad. Just a lot of non-perishables. Make sure your health is up. Make sure you're taking your vitamin C. Make sure you're eating a lot of whole foods. Get some training in, maybe. Get some exercise in. Make sure, just do your best to get the immune system high. This is not a fun virus. This is pretty brutal. Washing your hands regularly is a good idea. Oh, another one too. This is the big one. These are starting to run out right now, but if you really want to protect yourself, the best way to go about this is there's a mask, or one of the best ways. One of the best ways to do this is there's a mask. It's called an N95 mask. I ordered 2 of them myself. The prices are going up as it's humanity. You know, they're gonna do that. So let me double check, actually, make sure my stream isn't like delayed. I have a feeling it is, but double check that. I think it's because I was looking things up. Here. Skip ahead. Okay, so let's go back. It looks like it's fine. If you guys see any problems, let me know. So N95, you want that? So it's fine on Twitch. All right, cool. Good. Or it is delayed or is messed up. I can't tell. But that doesn't matter. So, anyways, yes. So quick update: 11 cases in the United States, and I think the reason it is not cool. Thanks, buddy. So the reason I think that it is not exploded yet, or we have an outbreak, especially again New York, it's such a tightly packed city, you know, with a transmission rate higher than the flu, higher than SARS. We better hope that those guys come up negative. They have to, because the city of New York is not. I don't think they've revealed how the guy traveled to the hospital. I don't think that. I don't think that. Yeah. I don't. If he took subway, oh boy, you know, we're gonna have trouble. I would have a hard time believing no one caught that virus. So our best bet with New York City is just to hope and wait and see if that didn't spread. It's a highly communicable disease, as seen in Wuhan. So that's where my head has been tonight. You know, especially now that we have 2 cases, or sorry, alleged cases. I want to be as thorough as I can here. Alleged cases. So, okay. So you're saying on Twitch it is delayed, or it's not delayed? But regardless, how do we lower this? Today, I think you guys know, especially my East Coast friends, if what I'm concerned about ends up happening, which again, I'm not an expert, but we don't have much to work on right now. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So we'll just continue on Facebook then. Don't worry about that. So here's my big concern. If it is as bad as, you know, it could get, hypothetically, with that kind of transmission rate, and with the fact that this is so hard to detect, and the fact that this is so difficult to really track down, and how easy it is to transmit this, and also the reports that came out today. I'll try to grab a report or the link and everything and cite these sources. But there was a study done today that apparently you can transmit the virus even after it's gone, like the symptoms are gone. So you can think you're cured and you can still transmit this stuff. It's mind-boggling. So there's just a lot of possibilities that one of these two cases, if they are positive, we could have a big outbreak. You know, I just don't remember cities with millions of people being locked down before, and that's what's happening in China. It's 10 of them at this point, at least it was as of yesterday. So it's worth staying ahead of. Like right now, I was able to, you know, I went to the gym. You know, I had a pretty easy Sunday. I'm gonna have a day of teaching tomorrow, but you guys know how fast stuff travels on this planet, and like I'm 4 hours south of New York. I'm very lucky that most of my work is from home. I get to teach mostly from. I have 2 days where I go out, and I have no shows planned, and I'm gonna probably keep it that way until we figure out what the heck's going on. I've tried to warn a few friends of mine. Two of them, they feel confident to regurgitate it's the same thing as the flu line, which I think's dangerous. But you know, to each their own. I'm not their dad. So, okay, let me check that out here. Alright, cool. Yeah, let me double check my YouTube stream, because if YouTube's messed up, then I'm probably gonna restream. Hold up, here we go. Let's double check that. No, it's fine. Cool. So, sorry, Twitch. But anyways, what can we do? Well, I think the first one is to bear in mind, you know, I'm in Maryland. A lot of us are in Virginia, Maryland, East Coast. My buddy, you know, Luis, he's in Chicago. If you have the resources to just have some emergency supplies, if possible, now's the time. You guys know how people get. You know how they panic. You know how they freak out. I hope it's nothing. And but it just looks like more than any other virus we've ever run up against. This looks pretty significant. So, we gotta double check something. Cool. So, what I recommend: be ready for a kind of a long haul. Just have some stuff. I get to pay out on ramen if it happens. I've got I get to hang out with my cat here. You know, as long as I got internet here and power, I'm good. And I also have some stuff coming in case those things fail, but I doubt it. I think that'll be fine. But have a plan. Have stuff. You know, like have a bug out bag. I've got a I got a lantern. I got a water distiller. You know, like iodine tablets. You know, it's good to have it. I got a big thing of rice coming in 2 days. Just to have that on hand. I'm gonna see if I can pick up my rice cooker for my parents. They're also, you know, keeping an eye on this too. They're concerned. I'm kind of helping them out with information whenever I get it. If you have medication, I would try to get a hold of a little extra right now, just in case. Again, who knows? This came out of nowhere, guys. This is brutal. We might be fine. We should be. We most likely are gonna be fine. But I just want my friends and people I care about to just be ahead of it. That's all. Just be ahead of these things. I thought it was concerning when the mayor, was it de Blasio, when he mentioned if you see someone with symptoms, report it. When I thought the narrative was that they took care of it all, that there were no other cases, you know, if there's no threat. And I've seen this also in California, where they say, you know, these are the only 2 ones, nothing to worry about. I think it's 4 now. But it's like, don't worry about this, don't worry about it. And then they say, oh, by the way, you know, make sure these precautions, you know, and it's like, I get it. You're trying to be proactive about health, but de Blasio also said that the virus can only be transmitted by being very like close with someone, which is it's not true. It's simply not true, especially with a potential RO rate of 4.1. No, it's like the same. It's like the flu, but a little worse. Like you really cannot afford to catch those. And now, if you have a compromised immune system, those are the people that we really got to worry about. The old people, the kids. Those are the number one group. That's the number one group of people you got to really watch out for. But it doesn't mean that young and healthy people are out of the woods at all, because again, we don't have a lot of data, guys. The recovered and the dead, I showed you guys, it's almost 55%. It's not far. Yes, more people have survived so far than died, but it's a much closer margin. That's nearly 50-50. It may change soon, because again, the people that are going to report themselves to the hospital, at least in China, as far as we know, yeah, it's probably the people that need the medical help. But you're talking about a quarantine of 90 million people. Also, bear in mind, there are reports that testing kits are in short supply. So there's a really creepy suggestion that because of this, there's something like 2,000 to 4,000 tests they can give out per day. And if you look at the amounts it's increasing, it's about that much. So it's almost like that's just whatever number they can. That's like the highest the dial will go. It's like Chernobyl, when they were talking about 3.4 Rodkin or whatever. That was the highest the dial would go. So it's a lot to consider. I wish that this outbreak happened in a country that was not so tight knit about information. But it is what we've got to work with. And at the again, I am stressing awareness about this. This is not a freak out video. This is not me trying to get clicks or something. I just feel this is a platform I can use to tell some friends of mine, people that are close to me, important to me, that I don't... Luck is on our side, but it is still smart to trade information when we get it, and it's also smart of us to have a plan. And I guess that's where I am tonight. I appreciate the people that have chimed in tonight. Javon, I don't think it's a population control thing. I mean, it's kind of a wild theory. I don't think so. I've heard also there's something called something 201. It's like this thing that the CDC apparently put out. It was like a mock scenario that happened in November with like fake news interviews and stuff that eerily mimicked what's happening right now. So yeah, I looked a little bit into the rabbit hole about this, but mainly my focus right now is what's in front of us. How can we handle this? How can we avoid this? I am crossing my fingers so hard for New York right now. Again, you're talking about a virus which is a higher transmission rate than the flu. And we're not going to know if that person's spread anything for, at the minimum, 5 days. At the minimum. More likely, we might have to wait a full 2 weeks. This is why the quarantine, by the way, is 2 weeks. It's because of the incubation period. That if after 2 weeks they don't show symptoms, they're okay. Which, by the way, not necessarily true. As I pointed out earlier, we have found that people post-symptoms can still be transmitting this virus. So it's a mess. It's about as bad as it's going to get. I take that back. I don't want to jinx anything further. That was the point tonight. I'll probably do a little bit of gaming. Probably do a little bit of Doom. Do some stuff that might, get our mind off stuff. But I just felt it was important you guys to know. For my Facebook friends, I update a chat where I share information about the virus pretty regularly. If you guys want to be part of that chat, let me know. I'll add you. But we can work together here, everybody. I hope nothing happens. If it feels like nothing will happen. But it does not mean we should just ignorantly say things like, it's just the flu. It is so not. That's not true. That is so far from the truth. And I just think it's just dangerous complacency. And I think we can do better than that. So I'm going to go switch over some Doom right now. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, let's put it up. Let's go switch over real quick. Here we go. Hey. Give it a second to load. 1, 2. Just making sure it's not lagging. Hey. Alright, cool. I've never actually done a direct switch from these two platforms. So, very cool. Alright, so let's go try a little bit of Doom 2. Take the edge off. Do something a bit familiar. Hey, have your video games close, everybody, because there may be a chance we have to play them a lot. Worst way to look. Probably worst case scenario. Let's go start off. We're gonna start off with that. Plenty. Alright, cool. It is lagging. Oh. That's unfortunate. Let me see if I can fix the camera. Oh man. This hates me. Ah. The game seems fine, but it looks like, yeah, it... Here we go. Alright, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna turn off the camera and turn it back on. Once it decides to not freeze on me. Oh boy, everything's starting to not like, Oh, I get it now. Well done. Chrome does not play nicely with OBS. Any day now. So I got a friend of mine who's jacking my style, I see. Interesting. Very interesting. Got a person who bought this overlay too. Might have to buy a new one and get a custom one now. It's fun. It's pretty cool. Alright, where... Okay, cool. I think that might have... 1, 2, check. Alright, cool. I think that fixed it. Hey, everybody. I'm not laggy. Awesome. Cool. One of these days I might get a better computer. Let me get the chat up real quick. Dude, yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, my pleasure, Jefferson. You know, I also, to be honest, like I'm kind of like knee deep in this stuff every night. Like, it's nice to be able to talk about this with some buddies of mine. You know, scary stuff, everybody. Doesn't mean. Hold on. Doesn't mean you gotta panic, but like, you know, Ebola wasn't that scary. But as far as we know, like this might be my front door. So is this it? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I just, this all started back when, I found out that Russia had closed their borders with China, dude. Like, that's... When does that happen? Everyone, oh, it's the same thing as the flu! Haha! No, it's not! When does the flu shut borders with Russia? Oh my god. You guys are getting... You know, when have we had this kind of mandatory quarantine? You know, all of these things just don't add up. Yeah, Javon, by the way, guys, if you like what you're seeing, feel free to hit the subscribe button, all that fun stuff, but, you know, I might have more updates. It's just nice to, you know, crowd of guys to talk to. It just feels like, people are just happy being content. Or my favorite, like the Thanos people would like, oh, if I die, you know, or humans are terrible and blah 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 blah. 1 second. Okay, there you go. It's like, yeah, blah blah blah. Everyone needs to die. It's like when people made the stupid like no lives matter joke. It's like, oh my god, everybody just has to die. Yeah, like, no thanks. Okay. Alright, Edgelord. That was like, I remember there was an argument I saw a while back. I've seen a lot of people make that kind of edgy stuff where they're like, he's like, what did he say? One guy's like, oh yeah, humans are a blight on everything, and they all need to die. And it was just kind of like, okay, man, you first. Not because I wanted the guy to kill himself, of course not, but because it's like I know they won't. You know, if you were so committed to the eradication of humanity, why didn't you start with yourself a long time ago? You know why? Because you're full of crap. That's why. I just hate them. Like, because they don't know what they're saying. You know? I generally don't believe a lot of those people. I just want everyone to die. And it's like, yeah, shut up. You're full of it. You're just lonely or whatever issue you may have to say things like that. I just don't buy it. Oh, people need to die, yeah. Screw you. Life's not bad. It can suck sometimes. But let's not go too far. Oh yeah, everyone needs some time. Yeah, I remember when I was 15 too. Oh wait, what? Am I missing one more? Got it. Just needs to Did I get shot? Ah. That's not. Okay, so that being said, just gonna keep trying this out. How are levels, everybody? No problems. I'm still getting this audio stuff. I think shouldn't be too bad. Speed drip. Boom! Hey. Whoop. Whoop. Okay. But yeah, buddy. I think we're gonna be fine. You know, we just gotta be smart about this. We gotta stay ahead of it. Like anything. I mean, in worst case scenario, you just gotta stay home for a little bit, you know? Just gotta chill. Take it easy. What? Open up! Just gotta stay together, stay as a team. Because of the mold issues in my apartment, and how much I had to re-push towards getting get a notification on my phone. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, so just be smart, guys. We don't know what's going over in China. We really don't. And the idea that we can just take this lightly is just so... That's so irresponsible. Like, is it really that bad? Like, you guys want to spend... Not you guys, but like... The same kind of people, like, they'll get so obsessed with, like, the Super Bowl and stuff, and they don't realize, like, dude, like, this is right on our doorstep right now. Like, that's the reason we don't have a lot of cases. I see numbers in that Chinese comment. Let me go see if I can translate it real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see if I can translate it. Or if someone can translate it, I'd appreciate it. I can't. No, I can. Alright, let's go see what this... Let's just see what the Chinese in this says. I bet it's a statistic report. Let's find out. Okay, translate. It's Chinese. And here we go. That's what he said. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Yo, alright. So this is the comment in the thread, alright? I wish I could cite these sources. This is the problem. Okay. I'm really bad about... This is hi. 17,000 people are infected with the virus. Don't believe the news. The Chinese government has hidden the number of people. More than 150,000 are infected and more than 2,000 died. Each infected person will infect another 14 people. Greetings from Hangzhou. I'm gonna get so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. Hangzhou. Yeah, Hangzhou. But yeah, it's... Oh. Alright, that's gotta be a bot. Whatever. I'm gonna save the information. If that is indeed what's going on, I really appreciate your bravery in doing that, because I know that right now it's not a good idea. Let's take a look at his channel. Translated. Wow, that's crazy. It must be some sort of a bot that's been put there to get them either the word out or to scare people. I don't know. But again, thanks, because it's China. You gotta look at everything. Jeez. This is... Let's go take a look at some more news. See if we can find what else is going on. I got a couple sources. Alright, let's take a look. If anyone else has information, let me know. Alright, here's another one. This is from... I have to confirm this. It's from a different language. I don't know if it might be Spanish. Folha del Sao Paulo. Okay, so it's a publication in Sao Paulo. Translated. New coronavirus generates social, medical, and scientific actions never seen before. Virus is the most quickly sequenced, causing unprecedented quarantine of millions of people and a record of published studies. Worth noting, I want to cross-reference this report though. But yes, it's not the flu. Okay, I want to repeat that one more time for everybody. This is not just the flu. Okay, it's not just the flu. Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah. So there is some good news. One piece of good news is in Thailand and now in China, you can apparently, if you can mix HIV meds together with flu meds, it apparently will help. What is this? Who? No, that's whatever. That's the false report. It's tough to say what's going on, guys. I'm sorry that I wish I had better news to report, but it's just what we're going to work with. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look. I have a couple sources I'm just checking right now. I also have a friend who's in Macau, China. I hope he's doing well. Very good guy. His name is Quentin. Hope everything's right and everything's okay, buddy. Got you in my thoughts and prayers. You and your family. So let's keep looking around. What other sources we got? Yeah. The guy's a really cool guy. He confirmed some of the things I was curious about. Jesus. Okay. Yesterday at 9 a.m., the total confirmed was 14,628. And as of now, at 9 o'clock tonight, 12 hours later, 17,387. Again, these are low estimates. These are not... We cannot take these seriously. It's the Chinese estimates. They've lied about this before. Oh, boy. I want to keep playing Doom. All we can do. So, whoops. Okay. Let's keep playing. the stock markets too over there not doing that well. Understandably so, but I mean, the market's probably one of the last things we got to think about right now. Making sure people survive, you know. I gotta set an alert up, by the way. I kind of manually look for this stuff all the time. I haven't really put stuff up on my own. Always hiding when where I don't look for him. Ooh, it stings. What? There we go. I always hate this part. I always get tagged. Also, if you guys, for any new people tuning in, man, if you want to let me know where you're from, I'd love to hear how you guys are handling it in your side of the world. Obviously, hasn't really gotten that far yet, but I'm just interested in hearing perspectives in different areas. Yeah, this is concerning, everybody. You know, this is concerning stuff. Oh, is there anything else I've missed that I've looked into? Really, guys, anyone on the East Coast, it's going to boil down to New York. I think they're underestimating exactly the threats being posed right now. But I get it. They don't want to panic them soon. Hey! So that's where we are. Hey, Dave. Yeah, if only, man. If only a guy like that was around. But yeah. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, this is unlike anything I think we've seen before, guys. And I really hope that they have contained it in New York, but I have my doubts, just based on what has been reported. This is not an easy to contain virus, and it's also very difficult to detect. Which is just a combination. It's just so insane. You know, like Ebola, you know you have Ebola. And this one, you might have it. You might not have it. You don't know. And you also might have a giant viral load in your body. And I know, oh, this is low, get out of your system. My point is, like, you might be transmitting the virus, like, and you don't even know it. And then if you get tested for it, testing's not accurate. So, screw off. Oh, should have fallen in there. So it makes for this very difficult situation where what the how did I open that? What? Oh yeah, okay, I know what that is. But yes, I don't know how that guy missed screening. The United States did a heck of a job with these quarantines. Don't get me wrong, like the response was so fast, but it just wasn't, I don't think it's fast enough. They did their best, but they should have been at 0, but I understand. What can you do, you know? But yeah, you're not gonna hear some weird, like, you know, sensationalist, it was HIV the whole time. Like, let's go. Don't have the expertise to say something like that.
Just have a bug out bag, guys. You see, if this was like the UK or something, and someone posted a statistic like that, I'd be like, yo, we gotta verify the source. We just don't have the luxury when it comes to Chinese, though. I feel so sorry for the people that are living in it. God. My heart goes out. Because the government is so shadowy. Or at least with this stuff, you know.
Also, as I mentioned earlier, this is in no way an excuse to be bigoted or hateful towards the people of China. And it's so disappointing that this has to be brought up. You're gonna act like this is an ethnic thing. I dealt with some lady earlier who was talking about, oh, they're unsanitary, all stupid, just stupid stuff. And it was like, you know, I hate bringing up Asian history and stuff, but like, remember how a lot of Native Americans died years and years ago? Yeah, it's because the Europeans brought over a couple of diseases. What does that say about us, huh? Like, we could do this all day long. It's so pointless, and it's just offensive. Like, you just, I don't know, I really got nervous when they see that. Oh, they deserve to die, all this other stuff. It was some, I think her name was like Karen. Like, it wasn't, it was a Carol or something close to Karen, and she totally was a Karen. Totally was a Karen. I did not hold back on that lady. It was, like, the thing is, they take pride in being offensive, so you don't attack them on that, because you know they're doing it because they think they're funny. So attack them there. And so I was just routinely insulting her intelligence. Like, this is great stuff here. You know, the burden of proof on you. Someone was saying, you know, prove to me that this is what they do. And she's like, you prove they don't. And it's like, that's not how insults work. That's not how, you know, statements work. The burden of proof is on you, lady. I mean, lady, they're kind of but, you know, it's just so irritating. It's like, yeah, Karen, like, very Karen. She thought she's better than other people, you know, entitled, very rude. Just trying to wish death on people. Because they eat differently than we do. She blocked me though, I was very proud of that. Good to make them block me, you know. She tried to insult me at the end of the race saying, she started saying bye. She started saying I had a spirit. And I was like, oh, I don't have a spirit. That's why you wish me down death, because of the way they eat. Good enough. Thanks, Karen. God, her name. It's a very Karen name. Very, her, I guess, husband, I don't know. They had sunglasses on. It's like, please. It was just like, it was very typical. Just, you know those kind of people, you know? Certain age range, they have certain opinions, they revel in upsetting people, they revel in being offensive. It makes them feel strong, it makes them feel big. So don't help them feel big if you engage them. Attack them where because they're doing it because they wish to feel funny, they wish to feel powerful. take that away. Don't say you're offended. Don't say they're offensive. Tell them not funny. And that is the best way to get them. Every time. They get insecure, and then when they get insecure, they complain about getting attacked, and that's when you whip out the good old trusty snowflake argument. Because they were ready for it. They're whining it up. They're whining up that pitch. It's a 1-2 combo. You say something offensive, and then you call the people who you offended snowflakes, or a number of different terms. So if you can beat them to that punch, that's how you get them. And, this really annoying guy, right-winger guy I was arguing with recently, and I could just tell that cuck was on the tip of his tongue. I knew it was coming, so I called him a cuck first, and like it was like an error 101 in his head, just a monkey wrench. What? You call? I'm not a cuck. They're just not ready for it. It's not. So it doesn't even matter. It's like the same types that get super alpha male. If you beat them to the punch of explaining like what a real man is, like just set parameters. It doesn't matter. Like I know a definition for a real man, but you know, just set up parameters about what actually a real man consists of, and then continually berate them about how they're not fulfilling those parameters. It's one of my favorite setups. Because the thing is, a lot of times they won't argue that doesn't mean anything. They'll actually try to fulfill the parameters you've set, and it's my favorite. I'd be like, so, you know, if you were a real man, you'd play me in Smash Brothers, but we both know you're not a real man, so you're not gonna play me. And you can tell, like, the gears are turning. Oh, I can play you! Not, I don't care what your definition of a real man is, which is what they should be saying. It doesn't matter. But it does. It does so much. You feel it in their comments seething through every letter they post. All that, it's this delicious rage. All because they thought they could feel superior to somebody else. So you're gonna see a lot of that. A lot of people trying to take this out on innocent people that are of Chinese descent, or that they think are from Chinese descent because of morons. And if you engage in that, I'll find out. And I'm happy to take you to task. Especially with what's facing us right now. This is not the time to let your stupidity show, and for it to infect other people or attack them or make the stress that they're already dealing with much worse. That we're all going to be possibly dealing with, I hope not. It's not likely, but don't do it. Don't reveal you're an idiot. Because if you are, you can at least keep it quiet, you know? Don't know. You can just kind of... Sometimes you could be dumb. You could be a real big dummy. But if you hide it, you can get away with it. There's your drop bat for the day. I might wrap it up. I don't want to go on too long tonight, but thanks for tuning in, everybody. It means a lot. Ooh, close one. I do wonder what the CDC is considering right now. I can only imagine the offices right now are freaking out. Understandably so. Or the World Health Organization. Everyone did not take it seriously. They didn't take it seriously. We might not have something hit us, but... Ooh. Take all of these seriously, because our world has been on the brink of a pandemic for quite some time, and this might be one. In fact, there are articles that came out today that are saying that scientists believe that we indeed will have a pandemic. This indeed will happen. So, stock up. Prepare what you need to prepare. You're probably gonna be fine. Don't be foolish. Don't. Or hey, do whatever you want, man. I just wouldn't feel sincere if I didn't try to warn some of my friends. It would bother me. Something has not been right about this. But I don't want to spend too much time playing video games here. I'm sorry if I didn't have much of a plan for tonight. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm back. I'll be probably back more often, especially if I'm having to stay inside a lot. So we might get you and I, all of us, might be able to get a little comfortable in these sessions together, or these videos sessions. For those who don't know, my day job's teaching voice, and so I keep saying sessions because old habits. Cool thing is, I still teach voice online, so if we get like a big quarantine, I can teach from home. And the students can learn from home, you know? Hey! Yeah! Thanks, aka Money. I know, I made we got the 2 ones in, California, I believe, are the 2 newest ones, right? And we have the 2 possible ones in, we have the 2 possible ones in New York, I believe. Ah, son of a... This is the first time it's actually killed me. Are you kidding me? I was doing good. I was doing good. Hey, Megan. What's going on, buddy? Oh, man. Let's see what else I got. I should not played Sword yet. Also, I gotta play Kakarot. But yeah, guys. Hey, AKA Money, by the way. Where are you out of, my buddy? Just want to kind of get an idea of where you are. I'm just curious about where everyone's getting their information from, what part of the world they're in. We really, I don't know, I think we're all going to come together because of this. Not that it's a good circumstance to do so, but heck of a reason to come together, you know? Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't really justify making any kind of jokes about this. A lot of my friends have, but I think it's because they don't understand the severity of exactly what we're up against right now. This detached, I don't care attitude. You know, I get it. It's an easy position to take, but no. Again, I mentioned several times in this session, 5 to 12 days for incubation to happen. So, if in that period of time that guy took to get to the hospital, if he spread the virus, we're not going to know for a few days. Now, two of them. I've also read reports that apparently it's more effective on males, which is concerning for half of us. But apparently that's the thing. That's apparently a thing. Let's take a look at any more information that's come out. Let's go back to my little hub here. Let's see if we got any updates. There you go. Let's take a look. Alright. Let's keep looking here. Yeah, it's all the same stuff. Nothing yet. Let me double check the information on the United States, though. Yep, looks like California's getting hit pretty hard compared to the rest of the country. I'm just not sure how long they're going to be able to last without an actual outbreak. Here's what's concerning. California. It says, the man left home twice to seek outpatient care at a local clinic and hospital. Public health officials are now trying to reach anyone he may have come into contact during those times to assess whether they're exposed to the virus. We don't know. Okay? We don't know. He could have left the virus behind in that place. Yeah. NBC, their numbers are wrong. It says the virus has infected almost 10,000 people and killed more than 200. More than 200 is correct. It's over 300, so yeah, it's not wrong there. But almost 10,000. Dude, we're pushing 20. That's with the Chinese numbers. Now, if our friend over here is correct, our friend from earlier, we have 150,000 with 2,000. Chicago. Luis, buddy. They got one in Chicago, apparently. I'll confirm. Two of them. Wow. All right, Luis, be safe, buddy. I highly recommend you get that N95 mask. You just don't know. You just don't know, my friend. That might be it for me tonight, guys. I don't have a long stream here. I'm sorry about parts that kind of got a little boring. But, be safe, guys. Alright, we're gonna be alright. They're gonna be just fine. But it doesn't hurt to be ahead of the curve. That's the point. Alright. I will, I'm gonna catch you later. And, yeah.